If you think there's nothing to do in Newcastle and Lawrence County, then think again. Always stay connected to NCTV45 to receive the information on events going on in and around the area on a daily basis. Programs to view are Newswatch, The Morning Show, and Community Happenings. NCTV45 takes pride in bringing you the event and organization info that you want. NCTV45 is the #1 media source locally. NCTV45, anytime on your time. Broadcasting from the greatest castle in the world, in the county of Lawrence, NCTV45. NCTV45 Newcastle, The Train. Everyone's talking about NCTV45. Internet television the way you want it. Your #1 media source serving Newcastle, Lawrence County, and globally. NCTV45.
Today's program furnished by funding from Bill's Bake Shop, where smiles are everywhere.
If you're craving hot dogs and more, and you're in the area, then look no farther than Coney Island, downtown Newcastle on Kennedy Square.
When you have legal issues, Paula Chalella, attorney at law, 113 North Mercer Street, Newcastle.
Entrusting your loved one to a funeral director is a very personal and emotional decision. The funeral director you choose must understand the importance of the decision you have made. When you call the William and Roger DeCarbo Funeral Home, I recognize what a privilege it is to be chosen at your time of need. We will provide you and your family with the best service possible, with sincerity and compassion.
The William and Roger DeCarbo Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1941.
Broadcasting from the greatest castle in the world, in the county of Lawrence, NCTV45. NCTV45 Newcastle, The Train.
Good morning, Newcastle. A very pleasant welcome to November 19th. Hopefully you've got that first cup of coffee. And hello to all my loyal listeners out there as we crawl through what seems to be the top stories of the day. But the top stories, while the numbers have changed, there hasn't been a real big change on the information. As it really becomes, what's the word I'm looking for? Stagnant. We have officials from both sides spewing the same old rhetoric. Now, I was asked by one person, well, you don't do the traffic to Pittsburgh anymore. Well, they scared the living bejesus out of people going to work. So when you bring up the PennDOT cameras and you take a look at traffic, what you generally get is just a morning routine. I'm looking at 168, there's no cars. I'm looking at Martha Street, which is the other way, I've got 2. Okay, people say, well, why don't you look at the I-79 section, since a lot of people go to work that way. And stop and think about what's going on here, folks. Here is 4 cars. Really? 2 northbound, 2 southbound. Are you getting the mix of what's going on here? If you're not, and you haven't seen a pattern, boy, oh boy, I don't know what to tell you. I'm looking at Union Township right now, State Street. 2 cars in the whole restaurant area. 422 interchange. Here you go. 1, 2, 3 cars. I-376, that's a turnpike interchange. 3 in each direction. And that tells you right now, and we'll look at the Northwest, just for those of you that are Capados, that means hard head in Italian. When we look at I-80 and 376, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars eastbound and 1 westbound. Nothing. And why is it nothing? Well, let's, as I move my water over so I can take a sip. They talk about the corona situation. 2,737 patients hospitalized, 579 in intensive care. Well, they don't, the amount of new patients must be down. Because, see, they changed their update. They didn't want you to see the numbers going down. Did we ever do this for the flu? I don't think so. Do we know the number of new positives yesterday? 579 patients are in the intensive care. Okay. But they didn't tell you the new positives. Most of the patients are age 65 or older, and most of the deaths in the patients are 65 and older. So, really, now they give you could go on to their site. This is flawed. This is one of their half-truth specials that they put out there that doesn't really make sense. But what seems to be the agenda with Comrade Wolf? You know, it makes it very difficult to sit here and see this propaganda strewn out from Harrisburg and is concerned only with Philadelphia. Let me give you an example. Yesterday, I got all kind of texts. Comrade asked people to wear a mask in their house. This either shows a man of little to no intelligence or somebody who's so diabolical and into themselves that they don't know what else to do. Here's why. Of the 67 counties in Pennsylvania, 60, at least 55, 60 are in rural areas. You do not have people traveling, and Newcastle has become a rural area, make no mistake. You do not have people traveling in from all over the world. Most people are going to have a little turkey breast, some mashed potatoes, maybe some stuffing and some green beans. You can only eat so much. Do you really want a husband and wife who've been together all these years to sit at their table with a mask? Are you really serious, comrade? If you are, then maybe that's why people in other states are laughing at you. Your statements make no sense. Absolutely none. Equal employment opportunity in state government continues during the pandemic. Yeah, and why? Well, let's pull this one out. More than 500,000 Pennsylvanians have downloaded the COVID Alert PA app. Well, let's just see. You know, I used to watch a show back in the day called Hogan's Heroes. In Hogan's Heroes, you had Schultz, I know nothing, okay. But every time that they were going to an intersection or traveling, General Burkhalter, could I see your papers? Are we getting into a position where the government, could I see your phone? Where are you traveling from? The phone has become the papers. Do you really want to share your location? Do you really want to share all that information with the government? And then my next question is, why? Once again, Comrade Wolf, he'll accommodate you. As we continue on, you might want to ask yourself the title of this next piece. The Regional Coalition of Northeast Governors. Northeast. That's where all his Democratic pals are. He ain't palling around with Ohio or West Virginia or caring about why do I call him the governor of Philadelphia? He thinks the state is Pittsburgh, and that's an island out there. He thinks it's Center County, Harrisburg, and East. Doesn't realize what's involved here. Colleges will be encouraging to provide testing for students leaving before break for the fall. Really? Now, Comrade Wolf hard at it again. So, the comrade steps up and announces restaurant enforcement actions November 9th through the 15th. And he's going through. Coronavirus has a curfew, folks. It doesn't come out after 10 o'clock. I'm just saying. So, it's the same old with his restaurant deal. He then goes on to say, and this is really kind of where I wanted to get. Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board extends license fee waivers for wineries, breweries, and distilleries. You're waiving their fees and shutting them down. They have other expenses than just your license fees. They have other expenses. Buying the beverages, buying the food, labor. So, you want to act like you're pro-business, but you're not pro-business. You're actually far from it. You, my friend, have shut down every holiday from St. Patrick's Day and now we're up to Thanksgiving. In the name of the coronavirus, I know you're not going swimming and mommy doesn't want to live in a nursing home. But we'll tell everybody that the coronavirus is everywhere, but mommy can stay in a hotel. Mommy, the Secretary of Health's mother. State veterinarian urges poultry owners to tighten biosecurity efforts amid overseas path of avian flu and avian bird flu discoveries. You know, is this another way that we scare everybody? This is reported to be circulating in East Asia, Europe, Bulgaria, Cambodia, China, Czechoslovakia, Denmark, Germany. Folks, I'm getting my turkey at Joseph's. They're a nice group of people. It's clean. It's local. And I have no problem saying that. So, as we continue on with that news, and you know, here's what you have to realize. I enjoyed coming at you every morning, being invited into your home, and telling you about the positive things going on. These folks have attacked the American culture. They've made the virus worse than it is. They've made the cure worse than it is. And it has put us in terrible shape. The Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board announces more than $2 million in grants for producing, promoting Pennsylvania beer and wines. And Penn State got $96,900. Just to give you an idea. It's you want the government picking and choosing who you drink, when you drink. Looks like that's what's coming down. Department of Health using antibiotics can lead to antibiotic resistance. Oh yeah, sure. It can, folks. But is that really what you want? Is it possible that in this time of a vaccine, in this time that we know of treatments and therapeutic remedies to the virus, that you want to confuse it? PennDOT requests public feedback on transportation funding. They have a hotline, 717-325-6129. That is their hotline. And we're going to take this break and we're going to go to sports. And holy cats and jammer snappers. The Mid-American Conference coming up big in trying to keep some football alive, because there's just nothing going on. I mean, right now, no basketball, no hockey. Well, last night's action, Ball State, an exciting game, topped Northern Illinois 31-25. Toledo, holy Toledo, they beat Eastern Michigan 45-28. And Western Michigan, in a score fest, outlasted Central Michigan 52-44. Let's go to the Cedar Sports Corner, find out what's cooking today. We'll be right back.
The Cedars Restaurant in Newcastle wants you to indulge in the food from their pleasing menu. The Cedars features Mediterranean, pub food, Middle Eastern cuisine, and so much more. They're open every day, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Call the Cedars on the east side at 827 Addis Street, Newcastle. 724-658-9543. That's 724-658-9543.
Hello and welcome to the Cedar Sports Corner Report. Well, let's get right to it. NFL football. Arizona travels to Seattle for Thursday night football in the NFL. Now, over in college football, your Thursday night matchups: Tulane, the Green Wave, against the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. They're ranked number 25, by the way. That's at 7:30 on ESPN. Also tonight, Utah State. They're taking on Wyoming. 9 o'clock, CBS Sports Network. So, give you some football for the evening, and we'll keep you up to date as things get ready to rock and roll with the other sports. Now, that was the Cedars Sports Corner. We're going to take this break. We'll be right back after we hear from these great people.
This program furnished by Sporting Goods, 23 East Washington Street, Newcastle. Call 724-658-2535.
Hi friends, I'm Gary West, and whether you find Augustine's Pizza at your local grocery store, well, the folks at Augustine's Pizza hope that their pizza is always your first choice for any and all occasions.
Allie's Upper Crust at 1700 Highland Avenue has a full menu: pizza, roll-ups, salad, soup, sandwiches, strombolis, dinners. They are just great for dine-in or take-out. Don't forget to give them a call at 724-652-7553. It's Allie's Upper Crust. At Delicios. Look at this sandwich. This is lunch, and I didn't want to overdo it, but I had coleslaw before. This sandwich, absolutely excellent. Cajun chicken, but their menu is so huge, and I'm going to show you all your friends that you knew from the old place. They're all here, so make sure you stop. They're open from 7 to 9. It's Delicios in downtown Newcastle. We're back, and let's jump right on it. The Department of Human Services reminds SNAP families of online shopping programs and is encouraging more retailers to participate. Folks, I remind you, your freedom and independence is at stake. The Wolf administration has now awarded $1 million in career and technical education grants. When you take a look, Allegheny County got $49,700. Beaver got $2,400. Butler $20,700. And we did not receive any in Lawrence County. Mercer County got $39,000. And I wanted to make sure on this Butler read. I said 4,300, 2,400 to Beaver County. They didn't get as much, possibly because they voted for Donald Trump. Imagine that. Pennsylvania's PUC announces December public input hearings on natural gas rates. December 10th will begin the hearings at 1 p.m. Contact the PUC if you have any information, if you want any information or have any questions on that. Mike Kelly sent out a question. Do you believe Pennsylvania's election officials administered the election fairly? He'd like to know, the United States Congress has jurisdiction over federal electors, and in addition to the above requirements for stress to eligible federal funding legislation that would prohibit the practice of ballot harvesting. I guess, let me kind of break this down to you. I was surfing through one of the MS stations yesterday, and they had a guy on, and the guy said to take a ballot that has been counted and all of a sudden pull that ballot is violating that person's right to vote. Now, the host didn't ask him, what if the person voted illegally? Folks, you have to be a citizen of this country to vote, not a citizen of the world. And they keep spewing this stuff all over the media, and it's terrible. It is just terrible. Yeah, you have to understand, and the count continues on. This was a little more partisan, but any amount of right now to the official election defense fund, Donald Trump has a defense fund. They continue to fight on the election because of the widespread problems. Well, let's get to weather. And it's cloudy out. So here you go. 33 degrees. When you look at a 58% humidity, wind speed south at 7, barometric pressure 30.37, dew point 20, visibility 10, and wind chill 27. Ohio radar clear, and didn't click it. There you go. Ohio radar clear, and let's get to Pennsylvania. There you go. Pennsylvania radar clear. Let's get to the weather, and we'll be right back.
My name is Brittany. I have suffered with depression for 15 years.
My name is Sam, and I've been experiencing depression for over 12 years. This is the first place I will always recommend for somebody to come if they're suffering from depression or anxiety or any kind of problem like that.
Easy Clean Car and Van Wash, where your clean wash is our goal.
Run it again at Lindy's Lunch. Run it again with hot dogs, fries, burgers, and much more. For the 2-point conversion, try those daily specials. Run right in and you won't need only card to score at Lindy's Lunch. For the game, just right for lunch, or anytime. It's Lindy's Lunch. 2402 Wilmington Road, Newcastle.
BSB. Big Shot Bob's are the wings for me. 50 flavors, make it right you see. BSB has sandwiches you have to try. Stop in and you'll know why. Every day of the week you see. Call or stop in to BSB. Big Shot Bob's will be your favorite place. Just like me.
Hello and welcome once again to Lawrence County 45 weather. And well, after last night's clear, cold, low of 29, how is your Thursday looking? Well, folks, here is the good news. Local radar very clear, and that was a reason for the clearness, the coldness, and the clearness. And look at this map. As you see from the East Coast all the way out to the west, you've got clear skies. Maybe over in the northwest, it's a little cloudy, but nothing to write home about. So let's look at this forecast for us. Last night, clear, cold, 29. And your Thursday, sunshine, 59. Now you're going to get a little wind up to 26 miles an hour, but you could deal with it. And then Thursday night, partly cloudy, low of 43, which gives you a good Friday, sunshine and 59. Wind gusts will be at 20 miles an hour. Friday night, mostly cloudy, 41. Again, staying on the warm side, mostly cloudy. Saturday, high of 55. Now, Saturday night, mostly cloudy, low of 40. Gives you another great day on Sunday. Mostly cloudy, high of 60. Sunday night, mostly cloudy, 39. There is a 50% chance of rain. That gives you that rain. I'm going to say you get the rain Sunday night. Going into Monday, rain will fall off. Partly sunny, 51. Not so bad. And then here comes that cold Monday night, partly cloudy, low of 30. And your Tuesday, sunshine and 48. Now, all in all, not a bad way to get through the weekend and the last part of the week. Now, that was Lawrence County 45 weather. We're going to take this break here from these great sponsors, and we'll be right back in a flash. Elham's for one great dining experience. Hello, friends, and it's Los Amigos. Let me tell you what, great food. Whether you get the chimichangas, enchiladas, tacos, whatever you get, you're going to love them. The nice, friendly atmosphere. Stop by. Tell them Nctv45 sent you. It's Los Amigos sponsoring this program. Today's programming is brought to you by Nctv45 and NC Radio 450, Newcastle's community television station.
This program sponsored by Lombardo's Apothecary, located at 1230 South Mill Street on the south side of Newcastle.
At our law firm, we see you. Come see us at lgkg.com.
Special thanks going out to Town Mall Pizza for sponsorship of this program, located in the Cascade Galleria, Newcastle.
There's more than meets the eye. You gotta give them a Newcastle a try. The right small town for living. Look around.
Well, folks, as we move forward, remember that when these people were given an oath, they were told to protect and defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. I remind you of that. Just thought I'd put it out there. Now, make sure that you tell a friend and have a friend tell a friend about Nctv45. They'll be glad you did. And when they say, I don't watch a lot of TV, you tell them that Nctv45 is available anytime on your time. He has a train that runs on your schedule. That's Nctv45. Now make sure you get that second cup of coffee and have a super day in what I call the greatest castle in the world, in the county of Lawrence. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you again real soon.